It's also very funny because like WWE, they don't care what this is. They care about the cash it can create. They don't care about Cena. They don't care about his legacy. They don't care about his booking. They've shown that time and again. They care about how much money can we get from people as Cena winds down his in-ring career. That match in Australia was a lot of fun. It was great. It had zero reason to occur outside of the fact that it was John Cena's retirement year. John Cena is the one who seemingly is baby facing himself through the whole thing, is having the match. And otherwise, the company's just happy because what did you see in Australia? However many thousand, 16,000 yellow t-shirts that said the last time is now. They're just happy with that merch money. They don't care what, they just care about John Cena being at the building. They don't care what he does in the building. That's the most frustrating part. They're going to sell out Boston for TD for that Raw. They're going to sell out MSG for that Raw. And they're going to sell out on the name of John Cena. And what Cena does will be completely uninspired, and it will be the end of his run, and that'll be that. They won't do anything with it.
What do you mean it'll be uninspired?
His last match will be, it won't be anything special beyond, if it's Gunther, let's say, Gunther will beat the shit out of John Cena. The match will be good, but like from a creative standpoint, that's why I keep saying stretcher him out. Make this a deal. Make this a really big deal that John Cena got beat. But they're not going to do that. They're either going to be like, John Cena got beat, but he's going to stand up and wave to the crowd, and it's going to be a moment and bye-bye John Cena. Or they should do the thing that actually puts over the talent for beating John Cena in a storyline. Don't give me AJ Styles versus John Cena last time ever because, oh my God, the moves are going to be great. Give me, let's say it's Gunther. I'm going back to Gunther because, again, the reporting has been since July that the talk is Gunther. Gunther John Cena in a match where Gunther gets the upper hand, beats the shit out of John Cena, proves himself as the guy who gets over in this instance, the guy who took out Goldberg, the guy who took out John Cena. He's retiring the legends. He is, for all intents and purposes, the legend killer, and he beat up John Cena so bad because he's this monster that John Cena has to be stretchered out for the first time ever in his career. Fireworks. John Cena's career doesn't need to end with him, oh, I'm so happy that I got this opportunity. This is the best year of my life, and thank you. No, give me a reason to care about John Cena being done from a wrestling storytelling standpoint. Don't just tell me he had a great career, because we know this. Build it up throughout the entire 2 hours of Saturday night's main event. Show me footage of him preparing for the day. Show me the best of John Cena. Hype me up for what's going to be the biggest John Cena match, moment, entrance ever. Go bring out the National Guard. I don't give a shit how you do it. Make it look so big that it's undeniable that this is John Cena's last match and that it matters. And then bring out Gunther, again, going back to Gunther, bring him out the traditional way you do it and just beat the shit out of him. And show us that John Cena is done. Someone's taking him over. His time is now. Because otherwise you're just going to have John Cena, getting beat by Cody Rhodes and then never talking about it the next Friday on SmackDown after the SummerSlam. Just moving on. Doesn't matter. Just move on. Don't talk about it. Give me a reason to care that John Cena got beat. Beat badly.
This all sounds fine, except
they ain't going to do it. I get it.
They just did this. I realize it wasn't stretched out, but they just did this with Brock Lesnar. And so you've already stepped on your own beatdown by just doing this with Brock. Unless you're building Gunther and Brock for Mania and Gunther's going to win there, which may not happen. Like, I get where you're coming from on they do a story with Gunther. I don't have any faith that they know how to follow something like that up. And so that's why I would just rather John Cena comes in there, let him squash Gunther. Who cares? And then he's LOL, Cena wins, cuts his big speech, send the crowd home happy. They've already messed up this run so much that I don't need more kids crying because John Cena gets stretchered out. Send the crowd home happy with this.
No, let them cry. Let them cry like a bunch of upset children should cry when their hero gets beat up. It's okay to send the crowd home feeling like they saw something, like what happened on Raw this past Monday. Give them something leading up to it. Give them a I don't know, whatever will make you happy. A new women's world champion or a new world champion, whatever, a new something. And then give me the big match that ends with disaster. It's okay to tell a story like that. I talk to this about TNA often with it's the last match that they filmed at whatever event that they're doing tapings at, when it's like a multi-person tag match and the baby faces win and they celebrate and they go home happy, because TNA loves to send the crowd home happy at the TV tapings just to prove like that they had a great time. But you don't need to send the crowd home happy all the time. You can do something after.
It's John Cena's last match.
Fuck John Cena's last match. He can have his speech afterwards, after the cameras roll. Turn off the camera.
But you stretched him out, and then he's gonna come back out and do a speech. I mean, that steps on your own damn story there, Joel.
It does, but it also is John Cena to do that because he's done this. We hope we entertained you tonight. No, he doesn't necessarily need to do something.
This isn't send the crowd home with something like, oh, Braun Breaker turned on Seth Rollins and the crowd is stunned and shocked. This is sending the crowd home angry and they'll never see John Cena again.
Beat it up just big it up so much and just beat him and just beat him so bad that you really you get an unimaginable amount of heat on the person you're trying to make with this. You should be trying to make somebody with this match. You should be trying to set up the next 20 years with someone out of this match. You should be. This shouldn't be thank you for your service. We're never going to see you again in the ring. It should be, this is a wrestling match. This is the end of your career. Take Old Yeller out behind the barn and shoot him and done. He can go give a speech at the Hall of Fame in Vegas in April when he comes back with a neck brace, still selling because he got beat up so bad by Gunther. We don't need to see John Cena give his last speech at Saturday Night's Main Event just because you've built it. You called it John Cena's last match, not John Cena's last speech. It's his last match. He can get beat up to that point, and that's it. Easy as that. Come back in April.
How often does that happen in wrestling?
Which part?
This whole retirement thing where a guy loses and gets made off of it. How often does it happen? No, I'm asking.
But my point is, you have an opportunity to do it regardless of how many times it has or hasn't happened.
My point is, they don't know how to do it, and they're gonna fuck it up. So just send the crowd home happy and make John Cena be John Cena. That's what the people want. Because they don't know how to make somebody off of this. You could use the same argument. I'll go to AEW logic here. Oh, let's make a tag team off of Sting's last match. Let's make somebody off Sting's last match. You know what people loved about Sting's last match? That it was a really fun match and Sting and Darby Allin won. No one was like, oh man, the Young Bucks really should have won that. Oh man, Ricky and Big Bill should have beaten Sting in his last match. How come that didn't happen? People were like, oh shit, that was the greatest event of all time. Sting's last match was the greatest retirement match I've ever seen.
Yes, and that was AEW's way of doing it. WWE is going to do it differently, and they have an opportunity to do something that's not send the crowd home happy and let John Cena say thank you for the memories, and then 4 months later bring him back to say thanks again for the memories.
Okay.
There's no reason to do it the traditional way it's been done in the last 15 years. Just beat them. Just beat them. Beat them and get them on the way out. Yeah, Darby was elevated through his partnership with Sting. Darby wasn't elevated by beating Sting. No one's partnering with John Cena. Nobody's working with John Cena. That's why you get someone, the perennial babyface. That's why you heap the heat on the heel to beat the perennial babyface on the way out. That's how you build it. That's why it's okay to do it. It beats Gunther. What the fuck happens to Gunther?
Why does he have to beat Gunther? Why is it Gunther?
Because again, the talk has been Gunther for months now. Since July, it's been rumored to be him. And you know what? Fine. Let's say it's Grayson Waller farting church. He beats Grayson Waller. Okay, fine. You didn't do anything with it. If you're going to do it, that it's somebody who is so known to be a world beater, why wouldn't you want to put them over with that?
I'm fine if Gunther beats John Cena in his last match. I'm fine with all of that. I don't think your idea is that bad of stretching out John Cena. I truly don't. It is something different. I understand where you're coming from. My issue is that you know this. They have no follow-up for something like that. They just do that shit, and then they'll have Gunther lose to Damian Priest the next week on Raw. So knowing that, why even do it in the first place? Because they're gonna fuck it up, because they always fuck this up. So just send the crowd home happy with John Cena. We are talking about John Cena here. This is not bless Kurt Angle. This isn't Kurt Angle retirement match. Ric Flair lost his last match, lost to Shawn Michaels. Really good match, good story, everything. They did a big speech the next night for Ric Flair. It was a great send-off. These people are legends in the WWE world. These people are legends in wrestling. John Cena, legitimately, all things considered, longevity, accolades, box office, he is the top person. Oh, it's him, it's Hogan, Austin, and Rock. Those are the four. When you factor in everything that comes to wrestling, John Cena is there. If I had any faith that they could do a stretcher angle and they could put the heat and they could make the next guy and everything, then I'd say, yeah, sure. Go with that route. They have no track record of being able to pull that off. And after the year they've had with this whole retirement tour, I certainly don't have faith that they're going to do that in the last match. And the fact that they've already did something like this with Brock Lesnar beating up John Cena in that way. And you saw how the crowd reacted to that. Crowd wasn't very happy with that. It led to a C+ pay-per-view. Crowd was pretty pissed off at all of that. There's no actual faith that they can pull this off. So just have John Cena win. Send everyone home happy. I don't care if he gives a speech or not. Does great. If he just celebrates, great. Whatever. But they can't pull off a stretcher angle and making the guy with all that. They can't do it. And you know this, Joel. You know this.
The last time they arguably did something even close to this would have been Brock beating the streak. Because Brock did become another level of wrestler in WWE. He hit a different stratosphere, did something unimaginable. He was 38 when he did it, 37, 38. Going back to Gunther, he is 38 now. To do that to him at this age potentially sets up the opportunity to continue doing that with him down the line, because Brock Lesnar at 48 is not going to be around forever. You'll need new beasts. Yes, you have Braun Breaker. He's 27. You have unstoppable monsters, and Gunther is one of those people. You could turn into an unstoppable monster. That's why I go back to what you do with John Cena, because much like what they did with The Undertaker at 30, they made it a moment. They made it a thing. And I'm not saying that right away Gunther is going to be unstoppable.
What do you, he should be, though.
I'm saying he should be. I'm not saying that they're going to, because they didn't do that with Brock immediately.
They kind of did, because Brock then squashed Cena at SummerSlam, and that was actually the correct move. Here's
do it again. So you do it again at the Rumble, and you bring it, and Gunther goes through the Rumble. Maybe he's got a world title shot. Maybe he's got something else going on at the Rumble, a non-title match of big proportion. If he's going to be the guy who retires wrestlers, then you got to make it a big deal when he does it, and you have to make it a big deal when he becomes a monster who beats people up.
Yeah, and then what happened to Gunther after he retired Goldberg? He lost to CM Punk and hasn't been on television since then.
He broke his nose, so let's be chill about that part.
You don't need to take
time.
you're not taking 2 months off because you broke your nose. You could figure something out with that.
You
He
want to
just
put a
hasn't
mask
been
on
on
that face?
television.
You want to put a mask on that beautiful Austrian face? Come on.
The other part of, Brock and Undertaker, what were they able to do with that they won't be able to do with John Cena?
Bring back the Undertaker.
Yes. They could redo Brock and they could do the Hell in a Cell match. They could do the SummerSlam match and all of that because they were able to get the Undertaker reheated for all of that. They brought back the Undertaker next year so he could get his win back against Bray Wyatt when everyone thought he was dead. He didn't kill off the Undertaker. The streak ended. Okay, they did a good job with Brock and putting the title on him immediately against John Cena. Against John Cena at SummerSlam. Gunther, if he beats John Cena, he should get the title immediately. He should be a killer. They had Gunther as a killer when he won the title in the first place. And what they do is a bitch ass to Damian Priest backstage. He beat Goldberg in Goldberg's last match. That should have been like, oh, look at this guy. He beat the unstoppable Goldberg. He lost to CM Punk a month later. They don't know how to book this stuff. They can't do it. In the history of the company, they've never been able to do this. In the history of Triple H, they haven't been able to do this. You're going to piss people off if you just do something like that and then, oh, look at him. He destroyed John Cena. I don't think it means that much to destroy John Cena and stretcher him out. I truly don't. Why? Because John Cena has lost to Austin Theory and Solo Sikoa and Brock Lesnar in 5 of his last 8 singles matches. He's lost to all these people. So it doesn't mean a whole lot that he beats up John Cena and stretchers him out. Because what they've been telling you for the past few years is that John Cena is a shell of his former self. That's what he is. He's a shell of his former self. All right, he beat Logan Paul. He beat AJ, but then he got killed by Brock Lesnar. He lost to Cody in a street fight. He's 2-2 in his last 4 matches. He ain't John Cena wins all of this stuff. You beat up an old dude. Theoretically, stretching him out, sure, it looks good, but the fact that they've buried John Cena to this level leading up to all this has not done a service for anybody. So just have him win. Send the crowd home happy. Make everybody like, yeah, you know what? It was worth it that I paid $8 million for these tickets to see my hero in his last match. The whole, give them something that it doesn't have to be happy all the time. It can be, you don't have to send the crowd home happy. You can send them home a little bit angry. Yeah, when you can follow it up the next week and maybe somebody gets a comeuppance on that. It's John Cena, the biggest babyface of all time, the ultimate babyface. You don't send the crowd home angry. You've done that enough this year, sending the crowd home angry with John Cena.
Just beat them up and send them home. Just do it. But I bet they won't because they're cowards. The John Cena retirement tour is a giant failure. That's really what the crux of the conversation is.
Well, yes.
Could be given big rubs, but instead we're given, cheap rub downs.